Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hey, this is your host, Demetrius, with the PPP, Panthers Prime Podcast, man. Welcome back, man. Hey, live reaction video for our new offensive coordinator, Brad Isaac. Yeah, man. Brad Isaac finally opened up his mouth and said something. I was waiting on this since last week. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. What's going on, King Carolina? What's going on, man? Earl Locklear, what's going on? Hey, man, this is subscriber-only mode right now. So if you're not a subscriber, you cannot post inside the comments. It's easy. Just hit the subscribe button if you are not a sub to Panthers Prime Podcast. Also, become a member. Membership is in the link. It's in the chat right now. I'm going to pin it to the top. You become a member for $3.99. Great benefits, man, becoming a member here at Panthers Prime Podcast, man. I'm excited about where the channel is going, how it's moving, how things are kind of transpiring with the channel. Let me make myself a little larger real quick. Boom, there we go. Let me drop this down right here. There we go. Cool. Excited about where the channel is going at, man. A lot of great things are happening with the channel, man. May have my first sponsor. You know, we'll see. We'll see how things go, man. You know what I mean? We'll see how things go. Shout out to Kevin Herbert. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, man. It feels like Panthers Nation again. Hey, man, we ain't stopping, man. We're not stopping. We're gonna keep rolling. Off season, it's still a grind. Any podcaster that decides to take the off season off, I mean, you're missing out on pretty good content, man. And you're missing out on an opportunity to gain those subscribers who, you know, need something to do during the off season, man. It's still content out there. It really is. Like it's no stopping. Get it in, PPP. Facts, you know I am. I ain't stopping. I'm not stopping. I don't care. I'm not stopping, man. All right, we're gonna get into this real quick. Let's see here. If you do have a question in between the show and you want to, voice it, super chats are the way to go. Easy. Just go down to the bottom, click the little money sign. That's how you support the channel. Super sticker, super chats, man. If you're enjoying the channel, enjoying the content, I also will have the Cash App and the ticker as well as Venmo, man. Hey, if you guys have any ideas on things that you want me to break down as well, I saw some people say running back class for this draft. I'll probably do that. Just let me know, man. I'm pretty open to whatever. You know, I love football, so whatever it is that you guys want to see, let's make it happen, man. All right, let's get into this. I'm going to call it kind of like I like some of the things that he said, but it's one thing in particular, and I'm going to go back and listen to it with you guys to make sure that I really heard what I thought I heard. Because if I heard what I think I heard, I don't like it. I'm going to just be honest with you. I do not like it at all. Let's see here. Candy Girl, what's up, Candy Girl? Big Tight, what's going on? What's up? Yeah, man, I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to it. Make sure you hit the like button. That's a fact, man. Hit the like button, man. We got 14 watching right now. Make sure we got 14 likes in the on the channel, man, on this thing right here. What it does is it helps Panthers Prime Podcast get out in the algorithm. All right. It helps other people find this podcast, which I believe, in my opinion, is a pretty good podcast. We take an unbiased approach to everything Carolina Panthers wise and NFC wise. Even though we are fans, we try to look at it on a more neutral plane. So, yeah, absolutely. That's what's up. All right, cool. Let's hop into this right now. Let me share my screen. All right, this is our new offensive coordinator, Brad Isaac. Very polished guy. Very young guy. I think he's in his 20s, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 30s. I mean, he ain't too far removed from going to the school prom. I tell you that much. But yeah, I want to check this out real quick, man. And let's look at it together, guys. It's a couple things that he said that I like, and we'll kind of break it down as we go along. But let's get into it right now.
Thank you guys for having me. First of all, I just want to say thanks to the Tepper family and the Carolina Panthers organization. It's a blessing to be back in North Carolina. It's a blessing to be here with the coaches and the people in the building that are fired up to be a part of this Panthers organization. I'm right there alongside of them, and I couldn't be more happy to be here. My fiance, in the span of 8 months, going to her third team, she's fired up to be here as well. we're going to be bleed blue and really look forward to attacking this offseason and getting after it.
All right, let's jump into questions. Let's go to Josh Graham first.
Hey, Brad, Josh Graham here in the Triad, in a place you know well in Winston-Salem. Just starting with that, how did Jim Grove help mold you when you were in Winston-Salem, and how did that really jumpstart your coaching career?
Hey, Josh, I appreciate the question. Jim Grove, to this day, continues to reach out, and I think it's the personal aspect that he brought to coaching that really, for me, kind of opened up the door to when I was, a senior trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. I thought coaching might be a possibility just because he put his arm around every single player he had in the program, myself included, as a transfer walk-on, and he gave us all opportunities to get out there and play at the highest level. So for him, he really inspired in me. Like, coaching is more than just the X's and O's. It's about investing in people. And he did that in every single person in that building. And I still, I thank him for that. And I love the friendly reminders I get from him every now and again as I take my own coaching journey.
And one more, when you started at Wake Forest, or when you arrived at Wake Forest, the Panthers drafted some guy named Cam Newton that year. So I wonder, was there a consciousness of that while you were in school? Did you adopt the Panthers while you were playing at Wake?
A little bit. My dad has been in the NFL, so I was adopting whatever team he was with. So I sported a lot of different colors during my upbringing. And I think, being around the league, you kind of find, and my fiance is finding out pretty quickly, you change shirts and your loyalty is, with the people that you're currently working with. And man, I just can't say enough about the building we're in here today. And just how excited I am to be with this organization and this group of people. We're so proud to just be a part of it.
Thanks, Brad. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's go to Mike Kay, followed by Joe Person.
Hey, Brad. Welcome. Mike Kay from the Charlotte Observer. When you look at this group of coaches, it seems like everybody kind of speaks the same language just because you've either been in Seattle or you've been in Tampa together, especially offensively. Can you speak to how important that is as you guys are trying to build this program under Dave?
Yeah, vocabulary and language is really important. It's the first thing we addressed as coaches, from philosophy all the way down to what we're doing detailed on a route or a run scheme. The first thing we did when we came in as coaches was go ahead and nail down what we want to call things and how we want to teach it, because we
So this is the one thing that I actually do like about Brad Isaac. I love the fact that he came in. They said that the first thing they did was playbook terminology, understanding what things are going to be called, understanding what things are going to be, enunciated as, what terminology is going to be in the book. That's key. Get rid of everything that you had before and start afresh. And I don't know if Frank Wright did that when I don't know if Frank Wright did that. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I like that. That's the first thing that you're supposed to do when you come in. You get everybody on the same page as far as what things are going to be called, what articles are going to be, notated as, and then you move forward. So I like this first step that I'm hearing that they did when they first came in, and not just twiddling their thumbs and, sitting on their thumbs. I love this aspect because it shows me that they are pinpoint and planning about what they need to do. Let's move on.
We all have experiences, and I think opening up the floor to those conversations of the different experiences we've had and kind of nailing down how we want to present it to the players, that was the first order of business. So we really enjoyed those first 4 or 5 weeks or so of just getting to know each other on a personal level, but then also, hey, what do we want to be as an offense? How do we want to present to the players to grow and all kind of march in one direction?
Brad, and then with your experience with the wide receiver position, Nate, there's several people on this staff that have wide receiver backgrounds. I'm just curious, what do you see in this wide receiver room as it's currently constructed, and how do you think you can get more out of this group than maybe you got the previous staff got last year?
Just looking at the group, from here forward, we're operating with a blank slate. So we are starting from square one with every single guy and investing in him in his development this offseason. So we're really from a veteran who's been around like Adam Thielen and Deontay Johnson, all the way down to a young guy like Jonathan Mingo going into his second year. We're just letting them show us through the tape that they put on, the things they put on tape this offseason. Okay, what is their progression looking like now currently? So we're just excited to really just strip this thing down to the bolts and build things up one day at a time.
All right, so he said that basically they're giving every wide receiver a clean slate from last year, right? Clean slate, looking at what they did that was good, starting afresh. Now, let's be honest. The slate, I mean, it's going to be easy to clean the slate because there wasn't that much production put on tape from, us force feeding Adam Thielen to DJ Chark being a phantom one week, to being the guy the next week, to being a phantom the next week, to Jonathan Mingo not being that number 2 pick as we brought him in for. You know what I mean? So, I that was a good answer, and they probably are doing that. But right now, you're going off of potential. That's what you're going off of, potential in Amir Smith-Marset. The potential. Well, not the potential, but what you see in Adam Thielen and the veteran that he is, the potential in Jonathan Mingo. That's all you can really go off of because, I mean, you didn't really have no tape to kind of show what route tree is advantageous for Jonathan Mingo, what route tree is advantageous for Amir Smith-Marset because they didn't have anything. I mean, Amir Smith-Marset ran a gadget play and maybe a couple inside slant routes, if that. Jonathan Mingo had 1 or 2 deep passes, but we saw a lot of a bad effort on some of those routes that he ran, most notably the one in Atlanta. I mean, come on. So I get what he's saying, but I mean, it ain't much that he can really take from the tape that was put out last year by the Carolina Panthers, if any. So let's move on. Great answer, though.
Hey, Brad, Joe Person with The Athletic. How you doing, man?
Good.
Appreciate you doing this. I had a question about Bryce. I don't think I'm making this up. Did Dave tell us that when you guys were at Tampa, you guys looked at some film of Bryce? I know obviously you signed Baker in March, but did y'all do any early study of Bryce prior to that?
Every year we evaluate all the quarterbacks as if we need one. I think that's a healthy process to go through when you're in the NFL. At the end of the day, if the very least, is something that we could provide EJ when we're preparing for him. At least we know, what we're going up against. So there's definitely familiarity with all the players that are coming into the league. Will Harriger has done a phenomenal job this offseason breaking down this whole QB draft class from top to bottom. So we really treat every year the same and don't leave any stone left unturned.
All right. If you guys notice, they said that Will Harringer, who is the QB's coach for the Carolina Panthers, is supposed to be the right-hand man for Bryce and this guy, Brad Isaac, as well as Dave Canellis. They've been evaluating the quarterbacks that are coming out. Now, many people won't take that one little statement too far, but I kind of take it a little far because, of course, you guys know I've been saying that Bryce Young is on the clock. All right. And if Dave Canellis wants to keep his job, he's going to have to probably bring in some type of competition for Bryce. You can't just make Bryce the number 1 starter or the day 1 starter again when you have Andy Dalton, who's a viable number 1, quarterback on your roster with how Bryce Young played. So I think you got to bring in you may have to bring in a quarterback, man. It don't have to be a high draft pick. Someone that can be maybe competition for Bryce. But I think that's needed. I tremendously think that that's needed. So Will Harringer taking a look at these quarterbacks might have a little bit more validity to it than maybe what we think. So, we'll see, man. But I do believe Bryce needs some type of competition. But let's keep going.
When it comes to the draft.
Wonder what your impressions were of Bryce last February, let's say?
Obviously a winner. You look at a guy, he finds a way to win. His arm talent is phenomenal. He makes great professional throws all over the field at the short, intermediate, and down the field as well. But he's a winner, and that's.
I'm not gonna lie. I laughed so hard when Brad Isaac said this. When he said that Bryce Young was a deep throw threat. Come on, man. Like that's exactly, man. Like, man, what? Like, come on, man. They do that every year. All teams evaluate quarterback. Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, I think it's more. There's more validity to it than just looking. Just evaluating. I think that there's a possible need that Brad and that Dave Canellis wants to explore, and it's for their job. So, but he totally lied right here. I mean, short, intermediate, I got you right there. But when you go to deep ball, deep passes, Bryce Young completed. I can count on maybe one hand the one to what's his name, Adam Thielen in Green Bay. You had maybe two to DJ Chark in that game. You had one against the Indianapolis Colts and the Chicago Bears one. 5. 5 deep throws that I can really, really remember from Bryce. So he's not a deep threat quarterback, and we know that. So this guy right here is, he's lying right now. But what's up, Insane Gaming? Yo, let's get back into it.
That's something you can't truly quantify all the time, and we're really excited to have him here. Really excited to watch him progress this offseason alongside his teammates.
All right, let's go to David Newton, followed by Vashti Hurt.
Grant David Newton with ESPN.com. Welcome to Charlotte. Wanted to follow up on Joe a little bit. What have you seen in Bryce now that you didn't see in him last year when you were going through film study that either impressed you or you feel like he needs to work on?
You look at the film and he put plenty on tape to show you that this is the guy we thought he was. But as far as who we see now, we're in the classrooms right now. So we're really excited to just see that professionalism that he brings to the table, the why he won so much, throughout every step of his career. We're excited to build on that and just watch him progress as we, get the chance to hit the field with him and watch him take this team and lead it.
And I want to ask you, I guess Dave's calling the plays, but you're the coordinator. So how does all that work? How much put that and calling? And how would you describe the philosophy that Dave and you are bringing to the?
All right, before he makes this answer, Nick, what's up, man? What's going on, Nick? Before he makes this answer, let me tell y'all something. You guys just heard that our offensive coordinator, Brad Isaac, will not be calling plays as the offensive coordinator. I do not like that at all. I don't like that at all. Oh, my gosh. Nick, what's up, Nick?
What up, man?
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm talking to him right now. You know that Brad Isaac is not going to be calling plays as the offensive coordinator. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, I knew that off rip. It's gonna be Canales.
Bro, I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like it only because it gives me Frank Wright vibes. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Frank Reich was outdated. His time was in 2016 when Philly won that Super Bowl. He was outdated. Canales he's young, he's upbeat. He's the new thing. The new wave in NFL coaching is young coaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why hire offensive coordinator to not call plays though? You see what I'm saying? That don't make no sense to me, man. I don't get that at all. What can the girl say? Let's see how it works. Yeah, I feel you. I don't like it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's dumb. Now, are we gonna fall into the same? That's what I'm saying, man. Are we going to fall into the same situation that we fell into last year? All this talk, why don't we let Brad Izzett call plays when the game isn't going the way it should go? I mean, it's I don't like it. I do not like it, man. I think it's going down the same path, man. But let's keep rolling. Let's keep going.
This team.
Yeah, I think there's a familiarity and trust with me and Dave that runs pretty deep. We've known each other for a long time, and we've always pinged ideas off each other. So we kind of play devil's advocate to each other, which I think for us keeps each other in check. But at the same time, we know what each other wants. We know philosophy. When you mention philosophy, we know we want to run the ball. We want to start up front and play a physical game, and then the rest will kind of build off of that. And then, as we grow, start to see, where does our team go? What path does it go down? Whether it's the quarterback, the running back, the O-line, what schemes do we need to put in that fit our team, and kind of start to angle our team and our philosophies as far as X's and O's are concerned with what they're showing us. So I think it's not being too rigid in what you're presenting the guys, giving them a good enough width and a good enough sample size to see where this team wants to go.
Strap, obviously looking for wide receivers to add to what you already have. How would you classify the depth of this class and finding impact players? Do you feel like there will be plenty in second and third round?
Yeah, I think top to bottom, this is a really deep receiver class. We're really excited. Rob Moore has done a phenomenal job evaluating these guys. So has Nate Carroll. It's nice having a lot of eyes on the film, a lot of crossover. Even Berkovici has done a little quarterbacks, a little receivers. So we're doing a good job as a staff, just kind of cross-checking each other. And then a lot like the X's and O's we mentioned before, just doing, putting things on the table and having conversations about guys. Who's our Panthers fit, right? The football player, not just the numbers or the stats. Who's a Panthers fit as we build this culture?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Daryl Horowitz, followed by Jeff Hawkins.
All right, before we go to the next one, Andrew, what's up, man? How you doing, boss? Andrew, you there?
How you doing, my friend?
Hey, man, I'm hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. What you think so far from Brad Izzick's interview, man? What's your thoughts? You like it?
I really like it. And let me explain something, PPB.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
When you hire an offense, football, I like to compare football to the military. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you hire your offensive coordinator. He's your colonel. He's your lieutenant. He's putting the team together.
Okay.
Okay. He's making a strategy together or deciding what to do with that strategy. And so I think that I have no problem at all with any head coach. I don't care who it is, be it Frank Reich, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. I don't have a problem at all of them calling the offensive plays with the tools that the offensive coordinator provided him, because he's the one making the decisions on how, if we win or lose. So I don't think that's a knock against them. I really don't.
I don't like it, Andrew. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like it at all, man. It's giving me Frank Wright vibe. I'm having PTSD with it. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Yeah, I don't like it.
But listen, I understand what you're saying, but you would have to back that up. You would have to say, as a play caller, Frank Reich never had any success, and that's not true. As a play caller, he took the Colts to the playoffs 3 times as a play caller.
He won the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, he did as offensive coordinator, but Doug Peterson was calling the plays. But far be it from that. The argument is Dave Canales has proven himself as an offensive coordinator, because Todd Bowles was not calling the plays for Tampa last year. He was not calling the plays. Todd Bowles is a defensive coach. Dave Canales called the plays for Tampa last year. And he did pretty damn good to get them where they got. So I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, I don't think he's proven he hasn't proven it to me yet, Andrew. I'm gonna be honest with you. He hasn't proven it to me, man. I'm still, I like him. I like what he's bringing to the table so far. I like how he's moving with the team, but I'm still leery about him. I'm gonna be honest with you because I don't like. I don't. It's almost like the Thomas Brown and Frank Wright thing to me. Like that's all I can see. That success that he had, that was at Tampa Bay. That wasn't
Let me
here.
put it to you.
Go
Let
ahead.
me put it to you this way.
Go ahead.
And this isn't a knock against you because it includes me and every other Panther fan.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we afraid of? That we're going to go somewhere outside the box after what we've been through?
Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that.
We're going to try to do something different.
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
Yeah, my point is, I like this young coach because I know who his dad is, and he was with Tampa last year. I'm not sure, but Nick, was he the quarterback coach last year for Tampa?
Who?
Brad
Idzik? I'm thinking it was the wide receiver coach.
Was he a wide receiver coach?
I think.
Okay.
I
But
think.
one thing I do
think
like
so.
is if you're a coach trying to move your way up in the NFL, do you follow a head coach, someone who gets a head coaching job that you don't have any confidence in? He brought a couple, 2 or 3 coaches from Tampa with him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've obviously got confidence in Dave Canales. So as a coaching standpoint, I think we're okay, PPP.
Yeah. I'm going to hold on to my position, man, until I see otherwise. Because I hear what you're saying, Andrew and Nick. I do. I just don't like it, man. I see if you hire a guy, let the guy do his full totality of his job, and just let him do it. I understand if you guys want to toss back and forth about situational stuff like third and whatever, stuff like that. But man, let the dude call plays, yo.
Well, here's the thing. Brad Idzik has never been a strategist. He's never called plays in the game. Dave Canales has, and he got him to the playoffs his first year.
Here's the thing, too.
So to sit there and ignore that, you got to tell me what Idzik brings to the table that Canales doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Brad Idzik has 0 experience calling plays. He was a wide.
Then why is he our coordinator then?
Because he just gels well with Dave. He's just that good. He's just that guy on his shoulder. Like he's like that. But
is that good? Is that good to gel with somebody when maybe that person that you're gelling with isn't making the best decisions, but you're a yes man?
Yeah, it does make sense because if Canales believes this guy can put an offense together, the offense that he wants to run, then hey, more power to him.
But he can't think that because he can't think that, Andrew, because he don't want the man to even. He can't think that the guy can put together a good offensive scheme because he won't even let him call plays. He won't even let him call plays.
So
man.
what you're telling me, PPP, is that every head coach who's ever called plays made a mistake in not letting the offensive coordinator call the plays.
Now, what I'm saying is, shout out to A. Marshall. Now, what I'm saying is this, man. If you had Andrew, say you own a business, right? And you hired me to come do a job. Now, you don't know me like that as far as knowing that I can do the actual, job. But you got someone there who's done it, but he's not over that position. You just know he could do it. What's the point of you hiring me for? What's the point?
Well, I've been in that position, and I always hired people to bring me their best game that they had, and then I made the decision on how do we go, win, lose, or draw. It was my decision.
Understood.
And I was successful at it. So I'm not saying that having an offensive coordinator who knows how to run an offense isn't a good thing. But what I'm saying is, when you bring in Idzik, he's a brand new offensive coordinator, and you've got a guy already proven as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
why would there be an issue here?
Yeah, but he's you know what, man? Okay, it can go one or two ways. I'm thinking, right? a good way that it can go is the Carolina Panthers come out. We 4-0 in the first 4 games, right? Everything's good. Everybody's
Yo,
happy.
pretty
Now,
sure.
hold on. Now, if we go, let's just say for the opposite end of it, we go 0-4. Now the conversation is going to be, well, why is he even calling plays?
Well, you're right, and you know why that's going to be PPP. It's going to be that because you're going to hear that from the people that still believe in Bryce Young. You're going to hear that from the people that still think that's right. I guarantee it. Let me tell you, if Bryce Young comes out next year and lays an egg, it's going to be the play calling, it's going to be the offensive line, and it's going to be separation. I promise you. Those people will not let Bryce Young own up to his abilities.
But Andrew, here's the thing about it though. You can't
Am I
just
wrong,
say
Nick?
It's to be determined.
but
I hear you.
But here's the thing though, Andrew. Like you can't just say it's them not giving Bryce Young the flack. If they're called, listen, this is what happens when you say things like I can fix the offense. Or you say things like, I came here because of Bryce Young. So and then you say, well, yeah, Evero can go ahead and he can handle the defense. I'll just worry about the offense. But you don't want your own coordinator to go ahead and call plays. So you set yourself up with the bullseye.
Listen, Demetrius, you're up on that hill and you're defending a guy who's never called a play in the NFL versus a guy that got to the second round of the playoffs and almost went in Detroit and won, and you're saying I got a problem with it. That's where my problem is.
I got you.
What have we got to measure Itzhak? What have we got? What measuring stick do we have?
Zero.
Nothing. Which means he shouldn't be here.
Hold on, Nick. Hey, fellas, can I holler at PPP briefly?
What's up?
Yeah. I told PPP the other day I'm on his ass. Every time I see him live and I hear something I don't like, I'm pulling up.
That's fine.
Well,
What's
PPP,
up?
listen. Now, for you to sit there and listen to the motherfuckers tell bro or Dave Newton ask Brad Ezick, how does he feel about not calling plays, and then you to stop that and say you don't like that. Let me say this. When we hired Dave Canales, it was already a fucking factor or a fact that he was going to be the play caller PPP. I remember about a month ago, you argued me up and down, telling me that Dave Canales' playbook and play scheme and what he was going to be able to do with Bryce and his play calling. PPP. It wasn't just, it's only to the day you hearing Brad Ezick say he don't mind not calling plays. I mean, you act like this is something new, baby.
Nah, this to me is new.
It can't be. It can't be new because they told us at the beginning when they signed Dave Canales, and when Dave Canales bought Brad Ezick in, he told us that Ezick wasn't gonna call plays. We all knew this. PPP, you knew this.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought that. Listen. If you think that this doesn't feel reminiscent of Frank Wright and Thomas Brown, you're deceiving yourself. Because now the media coverage, if Bryce Young does not perform well, that's going to be a talking point as well. Why'd you bring in an offensive coordinator that you don't trust?
Yeah, but the difference
is... But why you say he don't trust him?
Because he's not calling plays.
Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with trust, PPP. Dave Canales said he wants to call plays to get the play calling under his goddamn wing. He wants to do more of that.
What does that sound like?
Prime. Sean McVay called.
Nah, that don't sound like Canales, PPP. Sounds like he's switching up.
That sounds like Frank Wright to me. That's all I'm saying. If you bring in a guy to go ahead and be the offensive coordinator, let that nigga do his job. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't gonna stay on long, baby. I'm in the middle of something, but I had to touch in with you right there, PPP. I love y'all, boy. Y'all keep rocking.
Most def,
Yeah.
Hey, Unc, you going live again tonight?
He gone.
He gone? Okay.
Yeah, he gone. Yeah, but I mean, listen. I get what he's saying. Trust me, I do, man. I do.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm taking what you say, and I'm not saying he's crazy. I'm not really. But the point I'm trying to make is there are certain coaches that are very successful as a head coach in calling plays. And from what I saw from Tampa last year, especially in that stretch run, that we've got a guy that came in here that is I would feel a lot more comfortable calling the plays than a first year offensive coordinator. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. We're gonna see how it's gonna play out because I'm telling you, if the media starts to spin this thing like how they spent it last year, this is gonna be a talking point. I'm just trying to get ahead of
You
it.
know
That's
what?
all I'm doing.
Demetrius, you know what?
What's up?
You're right, but here's the difference. We have a
I
sample
got yeah.
size. This year we have a sample size with Bryce Young. We didn't have that last year. Okay.
Okay.
We went through every excuse from A to Z last year under Bryce Young, and ain't gonna hold water this year. Am I right, Nick?
Yeah. Yo,
If
here's
he,
my thing. Here's my thing, right?
yeah,
This
if he
head
doesn't
coaches.
show up this year, those old excuses they're not gonna fly anymore because now you're saying, well, you guys got it all wrong. Frank Reich, who was a head coach for 6 years, Dave Canales, who is a successful coach, offensive coordinator, and we got all these coaches that we brought in, and yet this guy can't get it right. But it's the coach's fault. It's not going to wash this year. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I just want to make one example of something real quick. Prime, it's actually very common in the league right now where head coaches call plays. Matt LaFleur, he calls the plays in Green Bay. He's the head coach. Sean McVay calls the plays on the Rams. Kyle Shanahan calls the plays in San Fran. So there's a lot, and I'm thinking there's a few more I'm missing, but
there's about
those
8 of
three
them
off the
now.
top of
There's
my
about
head.
8 of them.
And Mike McDaniel, that's another one. He calls all the plays in Miami. And this is like I'm saying before, it's a young coach league. This is the Panthers are following a trend that's been a trend in the league for the last 5-10 years. All the best coaches now are young guys. Now that Bill Belichick's gone, you got the last two. You got John Harbaugh, I'm sorry, and you have Mike Tomlin, two of the last old coaches that are elite. If you think about it, this league now is ran by young-minded coaches. Starting with those four I just named.
And Nick, most of the coaches that don't call the plays are the coaches that came up as defensive coaches. Okay? Most of these coaches that don't call, like Todd Bowles, people like Bill Belichick, these are the guys that leave it to their offensive coordinators to call the plays. But that's not the case with Canales. That's not the case with Andy Reid.
If I'm not mistaken, Arthur Smith last year on the Falcons, he was the one calling the plays as the head coach, wasn't he? I think he was.
Yeah, he was. He was.
He definitely was.
And I don't know who did who called the plays for Houston? Wasn't it Slovic?
Slovic. It was Slovic. Yeah, Domingo Ryan's the defense.
So the point I'm trying to make is most defensive coaches. Steve Wilkes didn't call the offensive plays. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, most coaches that come up that are defensive minded, they leave it up to the offensive coordinator. That's not the case with a lot of the coaches that are came up from the offensive side of the ball.
Yep.
So this is nothing unusual. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. No, I got you. I know it's not unusual, but it's so close to what we just had just now. The whole conversation, Thomas Brown taking over play calling.
But here's the thing with Thomas Brown, bro. He never called the plays in Los Angeles. His job title in Los Angeles got him his offensive coordinator. He was assistant head coach. He was like the run game coordinator. He wasn't calling the plays. He was just a run game coordinator on the Rams. That's all he was.
Understood. I understand that. But here's like what I was saying. Here's the thing though. We just seen this thing play out here in Carolina, the back and forth, going back and forth or whatever. Here in Carolina, if things go bad, like it possibly can go bad, we're gonna be right down. Dang, you got a lot of noise. We're gonna be back in the same boat that we was in this past season. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. I understand your concern. I really do. But here's where I kind of differ a little bit. the argument you're making comes it assumes the fact that play calling was the problem last year with Bryce Young, and
It
that's where I
was.
totally no, that's where I
It-
totally disagree. I
oh
totally
man, Andrew,
disagree.
we just
I
did the all
totally
22,
I
baby.
thought
We just
Bryce
did that.
Young, listen, Demetrius, Bryce Young could not make one single throw that he was called upon to make last year. Let's be real.
Oh, that's not
How many
true. That's
throws?
That's
not
not
true.
Andrew. Come on, Andrew.
How many throws were there through 17, 16 games? 8 or 9 that
Andrew,
were NFL throws?
Andrew,
Come
that's
on.
not true. That's not true, Andrew.
That is
I mean,
true.
I mean,
You
I
know
mean,
it's true.
I mean, to be honest, Prime, it's not 8 or 9, but it ain't that much more, Prime.
It ain't that much more, but it ain't 8 or 9.
That much more. Yeah, it ain't that much more. I would have called it about 15.
How can you go from a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator to a dumbass 3 years later? Come on. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, but Andrew, I hear what you're saying. Now, last year we
just outdated. Coaches are just outdated sometimes.
Yeah, and Frank Reich was definitely outdated. I mean, I understand you guys go back to his nostalgia years with Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, and all these other dudes, Andrew Luck, but like that's old. Like if like why would we sit here and like deem Ron Rivera still an elite coach from a 2015 year when we don't want to do the same thing when we talk about Cam Newton? Like, come on, like it's over. It's over.
You say it's old, but do you realize there are quarterbacks today in the NFL that we're still playing today that were playing back then?
Like who right now?
How about Aaron Rodgers?
He's injured. We ain't play him.
Oh, well, he's going to be playing.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's not that old. PPP.
I mean, it's only one quarterback right now that's still in here from him, Kirk Cousins, and Flacco. I mean,
Stafford.
Stafford. Okay, Stafford. There's only 4.
You got a few. Russell Wilson still.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. I'll give Russell that.
The point
yeah.
is, it wasn't that long ago. So I'm just saying. No one's saying that Frank Reich was coach of the year last year, and I'm not saying that. But I'm saying to put that kind of quarterback playoff on play calling, nah, I ain't buying it.
Dang,
I had to listen to it for 16 games.
Be sat down. Dang.
I had to listen to it for 16 games, and I'd turn around and I'd watch the film over and over, and I said, "What the hell?" It just wasn't good quarterback play. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, but let's not also say that it wasn't bad play calling as well, though, Andrew. Like we watched the all-22 from Atlanta to the New Orleans game. First 2 games, we saw a totally complete offense, a totally complete playbook, just in those 2 games. So that come on, like we saw them scrambling, trying to find an identity in the first 2 games. And to be honest with you, the first game that they played was probably the best game that they played the whole season. It was probably the best game.
But see, here's what PPP, I don't believe you're doing this intentionally because I like you. I like you a lot. But what I'm saying is, it sounds to me like you're trying to build the case with the Canales calling the plays. The same thing we heard last year based on Bryce's young poor play. Because now you're already questioning Canales calling the plays, and we haven't even started the fucking season yet.
Right. I'm questioning it because it's reminiscent of what we had last year. Just if Brad Isaac is your offensive coordinator, unless you're going to come out and say, yo, we're going to let, Brad Isaac call plays, next year or whatever. Like, we don't know that. We don't know. And we don't know if after training camp, Brad Isaac assumes the position of play caller. We don't know that. But all I'm saying is currently right now, with him saying that he's going to call plays, I don't like it because it's reminiscent of Frank Reich, Thomas Brown.
I'll put it this way. Tampa won the division. They beat the defending NFC champions, and they went into Detroit and damn near won that game with Dave Canales calling the plays. Now, if you go to a Brad Itzak, a first-time play caller, and you say that's the right call, I think that's wrong.
Okay, I got you. I understand. Why bring him, though? Because he your homeboy?
Well, no, he's obviously got a resume. That's why he brought him.
Well, I mean, resume denotes that you can do the job. That's what I'm saying. Like, is this a homeboy move?
You got to understand, they hired him as an offensive coordinator, not a play caller. That's up to the coach to determine. Every coach makes that determination. Every head coach.
Okay, I got you. I mean, I'm cool. Listen, I'm cool with Canellis calling plays. If it's going to be reminiscent of what he did in Tampa Bay, I'm cool with that. But make no mistake about it. If he goes 0-4 first games, that's going to be a point of conversation.
Sure, it
That's,
will be.
that's going to be a
Sure
point
it
of
will be.
conversation. Yeah, it's going to, because it's so close to what we
But you
just
just
seen.
made my point. You
What's
just
up?
made my point. You're already telling me that if we go 0-4, it's the play calling.
Well, no.
It's not like
No. I'm not. What I'm saying is that's going to be a point of all I'm talking is it's going to be a distraction because it's something familiar to the fans. That's what I'm saying. It's something familiar to the fans. It's something familiar to this media team that's going to be covering Joe Persons, all them dudes. They're going to eat that joint up if it ain't working. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's too close. Like, we just had this situation. That was the talk of the town just last year. That's all I'm saying.
But the truth is, the talk of the town last year was 89 cents a ticket because they knew what they were getting from their quarterback.
That was towards the end of the season, Andrew.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. PPP, they had a sample size of what the season looked like and what they believed in. So I'm just saying, I think we need to give it a chance to play out before because I'm hoping that Bryce comes out and balls out. I really do.
Yeah,
it
me
proves
too.
Me wrong, and I have to eat a whole bunch of crow. That didn't bother me at all. But
yeah, me too.
Let's make sure that we place the blame where it lies. And
where does it lie at, Andrew?
Listen, PPP. I don't think Jonathan Mingo is that bad of a receiver. I don't believe that Terrence Marshall Jr. is that bad of a receiver. I really don't. I just don't think they had much of a chance last year to get a ball thrown to them because the quarterback was chunking it out of bounds every chance he could.
Hang right there, Andrew. We gonna put that to bed right now. Hang tight.
All right.
Hang tight. Yeah. We gonna set Andrew. We gonna do what Unc said he was gonna do. We gonna wipe Andrew's behind. Yeah. I'm tired of this right here. We gonna go to Atlanta, week 1. All right. I'm gonna show you what your position is.
But to be fair, let's be fair.
Okay.
For every pass you show me where Mingo dropped it, you got to show me a pass where Bryce Young missed an open receiver. Let's do that.
Okay, week 1. That's all I'm focusing on is week 1 right now. Let me close that down. Let me see. Hopefully I can do it. My Wi-Fi is going, boy. You might be saved because my Wi-Fi is going crazy. Spectrum. You might be saved. Yeah. Spectrum sent me an email saying that they was down, so it's taking a little minute. Boy, you might be saved. Let me see. I may pull up the all 22 from. Oh no, there you go. It loaded up. Look at God. It loaded up. Yeah. Let me go here. Yeah, we're gonna show Andrew something real quick because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Here we go. Boom. Share screen. Let's go. Let me make sure. Is it flowing pretty good?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see it. All right, cool. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit because I want to get to this. I think this play is around. It's a little chuck play. Well, Mingo was going. Terrence Marshall Jr. was going up the right side of the field. Let's see if we can find that play real quick. Ain't that many drives we had.
The one where you hit him deep and Terrace messed up, man. Oh my God!
Come on! If Terrence Marshall, you know what I'm talking about. See, and that's what great people like Andrew, who's a major supporter here at the channel, man. He says things like that, but when you put the tape on it, man, you got to see this stuff.
And you know what's crazy? People be talking about Bryce has no arm. He uncorked that like 60 yards.
Yeah.
60 yards, like 60 yards.
Yeah. Look at this. Let's see it. I don't think this the play though. Look at that. Look to the right, look to the left, came back. All right, that's a bad play. That's a bad one. That's a bad one thrown behind him. I'm trying to get to that play real quick. Let me see.
The hell
I
was
think
that?
it was in the.
What you? Let me go back, Andrew. Hold on. Let's see. Let me
right.
see what.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
But you know
got
what,
pressure.
TVV, I've heard you
Yeah.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
defend TMJ. I've heard you, and the point I'm trying to make, and if you want to get a fair evaluation of what kind of receiver Terrence Marshall could be, go back and look at the tape with him when Baker was throwing to him. He had a good year
He
in
had a good year.
2022.
He had a great year.
He led the league in yards per catch. Okay.
Toward the end, yeah, toward the end.
He
from,
wasn't
like, week
second
8
in the
on.
league. He was number one. He had 19.1 yards per catch.
But there's always that one person like that. Like I remember one year.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is he. I'm not saying he's Justin Jefferson. I'm just saying that last year you can't judge our receivers based on what happened last year, because all you got to do is look at the quarterback's completion percentage versus yards per throw.
Yeah,
And
but
you'll
Andrew, you're not being fair. You're not assessing the situation fairly, though, man.
How do you figure?
Because you're only placing the blame on one person. It's like you believe that everything starts with Bryce and ends with Bryce, and that's not the case. Is this the play right here?
No.
No, that
What
ain't the play.
quarterback is not accountable to his stats in the NFL? What quarterback is not accountable other than you tell me?
Let me ask you this question, Andrew, before I answer that. And I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. If you're calling a play, do you call a screen on a 3rd and 14?
Well, you're cherry picking now.
I'm not cherry picking. It happened more than once. It's not an outlier.
Yeah.
We called a screen. We called a screenplay on 4th and 8 with the game on the line against the Titans.
Yeah, come on, Andrew. And that's not even the one that I was talking about. So it's not an outlier. It's dumb play calling. It's stupid with the personnel grouping that you had. It's dumb.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this play, man. I don't want to skip it, but I'm about to show Andrew.
Second and 6. Why are you in an empty set? Like, why are you in a 5 wide receiver set in 2nd and 6? Like me, I'm old school. Like 2nd and 6, bro. You should be in a run, not running RPO in a sense, but you should be in a run pass option.
It
right?
happens all the time in the NFL. If you have confidence in your quarterback, you don't need a fucking back. You don't need a running back in the backfield. Go watch Tampa's highlights from last year. How many times did you see Baker? How many times did you see Baker back there by himself?
There's Terrace Marshall right there.
Yeah.
A lot. But here's the thing too, Brad. It's like talk about, we're gonna run the ball. Tampa was 31st in the league in the run game last year. They barely ran the ball. So I don't know where this run game is.
But Nick, go back and look at from halfway in the season. What happened for the second half of the season? Look at where their run game was then. Okay, he went in there with Rashid White. Okay,
Rashad
he
White,
had nothing. He had nothing. He had nothing. And what happened? He turned that whole team around. They went 6-1 down the stretch to win.
What I'm saying is they were 31st. They were 31st in the league.
The offense was clicking.
No, what I'm saying is as far as the run game, just strictly the run game, like they were 31st in the league in yards per game.
What I'm telling you is they changed it. They turned it on the second half of the season. Okay.
Shout out to my little brother. Yo,
shout out to your little brother.
Yeah, my little brother Bird Wakes, man. I appreciate you for popping into the chat, man. Yo, Quan, yeah, absolutely. Here go Red Swarm. Oh Lord.
Damn
right. Red coming up. Red pulling up.
And now I got to be out too. Damn, Swarm pulling up.
Pull up, Red.
He in here, Red.
What's going on, brothers?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Yeah, PPP. You and Nick trying real hard not to give my boy credit now. Just because Andrew all over y'all ass, you ain't got to start telling lies now.
Ain't nobody telling lies.
You ain't got to start telling lies now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. You know, my mom always told me, a lie is a lie, but if you tell a half truth, that's still a lie. Andrew's telling half truths.
No, PPP. I've been listening, and I think you telling more half truths than Andrew is. You trying to make this boy look good. Now, PPP, I can't believe you said what you said, and Nick trying to chime in on it. trying to make it seem like it was the coach's fault. PPP, let me tell you what you just said. No, Nick, hold on now. I've been listening. Hold on. Let me tell you what you're doing now. You're trying to cherry pick these highlights, man, to try to say Bryce was off to a good start. Do you know why y'all was throwing screenplays on 3rd and 4th and 14? Because Bryce didn't have, by that time of the season, Bryce had shown the coaching staff that he couldn't make NFL level throws.
Talk your shit, Red.
That's what happened to y'all.
I'm gonna let Red get it off. Go ahead.
That's what happened to y'all. And I'm gonna tell you, even more so, you keep coming back to this game against Atlanta, and I've heard it so many times talking about we should have won this game. We had this game won. This was one of the largest deficits that y'all had on the season. 14-point game. But that's beside the point. But the point that I really wanted to make, yes, it is. I mean, hell, Nick, that's easy to look at as the scores of the games. What are you talking about? But that's not my point. That's not my point. The point I'm trying to make is this. This first game became very evident that Bryce was not adjusting to the speed of the NFL game.
That's not true.
The preseason was over with. The games count now. And it was obvious. Well, hell, I think Jesse Bates stopped them from throwing in the middle of the field for the rest of the season, week 1.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Jesse Bates ain't listen.
Hey, roll the beam footage. Roll the beam footage. Roll the beam footage.
Miami, New Orleans.
Roll the beam footage.
Exactly. Listen. Red comes on this platform right now confident because his team beat us twice. I mean, they beat us in this one, and then we beat them, in Charlotte. But he
beat him in the rain game.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So his whole thing is, you needed this right here to happen for you guys to win. Let me tell you something, Red. If Bryce Young would have connected with Terrence Marshall Jr. and didn't give up on that route, bro, this game was still well in range for us to win.
Hey, Andrew.
We had no.
Andrew,
Hold on, Red.
Go ahead.
We had Deuce who wanted injured. And listen, I cried about that on this platform. Why you got Miles Sanders out here running with a groin injury? We had nothing going in the run game in this game, man.
I'm clowning. So if hold on. Jake Matthews wouldn't have missed that block on the edge, we would have beat y'all by 3 touchdowns where Bijan would have went 65 yards to the house. What are you talking about if?
Listen, man.
Andrew, check this one out, Andrew. See how you like this one, Andrew. Andrew, see how you like this one. You was talking about military and what commanders do earlier, right? How they lead.
Yeah.
See if you like this one. When I was in basic training, our drill sergeant used to say he don't like ifs. We talk about, well, what if first sergeant? What if drill sergeant? He said, ifs, don't give me ifs, just make the shit happen. He said, if worms had machine guns, the birds wouldn't fuck with them, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. But so sad for the worms that they don't have machine guns. So their breakfast every morning. He don't want to hear nothing about ifs. Yeah. He don't want to hear nothing about ifs, PPP. If every NFL team can cherry pick plays and say, if this would have happened, that would have happened, we would have gone 17-0.
Yeah, Red, listen, I hear what you're saying, but Andrew's position is this, that the only issue that we had last year, because he has not said anybody else right here on this platform, on this podcast right now, the only issue has been Bryce.
I've never heard Andrew say that on any platform. I've never heard him say that on any platform.
Well, you ain't been listening today because Andrew ain't called out nobody else. He said, no, Andrew, this is what you said. You said don't look at Mingo's and Terrence Marshall's numbers. Just look at the quarterback. Did you not say that?
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Hold on, that's not quite what I said. What I said was, do not judge a receiver's ability or his season or his potential based on what we saw last year, because every receiver on this team, had veteran or rookie, had their worst season in the history of the NFL.
So that's Bryce
Same
Young's
thing.
fault. That's
Same thing.
That's
Yes,
Bryce-
it's partly
that's
his
Bryce
fault.
Young's fault.
It's partly his fault. And the majority of it is on him, not on the play call. Let me tell you, PPP, it's the same thing I said earlier today when we were talking. I said you're going to see a different Cal Pitts. I said Cal Pitts recruited Kirk Cousins more than anybody else because he wants the type of quarterback to throw to him that he had his rookie season with Matt Ryan. It's the same thing.
The real sunchild. Hey, I'm gonna let Red talk his talk because he a member over here. So I'm gonna let
Bro,
him
it's a
talk.
fact. It's a fact. It's a fact.
I'll let him talk his talk. If it was any other Falcon fan, I would have booted him to the back by now. But Red is family, so I'm gonna let him talk his talk.
And let me tell you something, real sunchild. Let me tell you something, real sunchild. I don't live in delusion as a Falcons fan, and I ain't gonna let no other fan base live in delusion either. The biggest problem with your team, just like the biggest problem with my team, was Desmond Ridder, and we went out and we did something about that. You might not want to hear it, real sunchild, but I played against y'all and I watched your team. The biggest problem with your team last year was not the coaching, it was not the play calling, it was the quarterback that couldn't execute it.
Red, stop that dumb stuff, Red.
Yeah, I know you don't want to hear it, PPP.
No, Red,
I know you don't want to hear it, brother. I hate to break your heart. I love you. I love you, but I hate to tell you, man. That's what it is.
Red, let me ask you this question. You third and 8, or you 3rd and 9. No. Let's even use this real example. You 3rd and 13.
Yep.
Would you throw a screen pass to Cal Pitts?
Who's my quarterback?
Your quarterback's your quarterback.
No, I'm asking you. If it's Marcus Mariota, if it's Marcus Mariota in the rain, if it's Marcus Mariota in the rain in Carolina throwing the ball off the seat of his pants, I might do it.
No,
I might do it.
No. Perfect conditions. We ain't talking about no rain. Perfect conditions. You playing away right now. You playing away. Let's say you playing in San Fran. All right, you playing San Fran. You third and 13. Would you call a screen pass with Cal Pitts?
With Marcus Mariota or Desmond Ridder? I might.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because I can't count on them to throw it down the field. Exactly.
Why would you want to put it in the hands of a playmaker?
Why would you call a screen pass on a 3rd and 13 is the question you should have been asking me.
PPP.
You got a quarterback that can't complete a 13.
Andrew, he's so set on defending this guy that I don't think he just heard me say that with the wrong quarterback, I would do the same thing that your head coaches did.
Oh,
I would too.
So you don't have faith, that he can do a screen pass or something like that. We seen Bryce Young throw. Now you guys said we just saw the chart. Bryce Young's money was between the line of scrimmage to 10 to 20 inside the numbers. That's his money. Even though
that's not his money. That's not his money. That's his higher percentage throws. He don't have a money pass.
He does.
I would trust a 5-yard pass to Laviska Shenault, Smith Marset,
and see what he can break.
To get 13 yards over Bryce Young throwing it over the middle to Jonathan Mingo.
But hold on. But
I really would.
But in all the examples that we saw screenplays to who? We saw screenplays to TMJ, who is not a quick come out the break type of player. We saw him slip on the one against the Vikings, and Adam Thielen. That's not their forte. Why would you have plays lined up for them to be the number 1 receiver on a screen pass when you're 3rd and 13 on your side of the field? Come on, that's what
the answer. You got a quarterback that makes maybe one throw a game over 14 yards. Come on. We're talking about trying to get 13 yards from a guy who hadn't completed maybe one pass through the whole game past 15 yards. It's not that difficult of a call.
Hey, Kendall, let me tell you something real quick, man. This ain't no Bryce excuse train. I'm giving the blame out to that's what I'm saying. You guys halfway hear what I be saying on this.
No, PPP. I came in here to try to help you, brother. You need therapy tonight, man. You need therapy tonight. You deep in your bag. You deep in your bag trying to defend this guy. And PPP, you a better man than that. Ain't gonna let you do it, brother. Ain't gonna let you do it, man.
I'm not defending Bryce.
Yes, you are.
No. I'm trying to get Andrew to not just place the blame only on Bryce. Yes, you
I've
are.
already said that the team had lots of problems. I'm just saying.
But you do not give the blame. But you don't give the blame to Frank Wright and to the play calling or to the playbook. You don't do that.
No, I already told you he wasn't coach of the year and that he made mistakes. I've already admitted to that. But let me ask you one thing. Out of a 2-15 season, what happened when Thomas Brown took over?
What happened?
Yeah. What we go? 2-6, 2-7.
I mean, the two games that we won came up under Thomas Brown calling plays. So
okay, how many touchdowns came out of those 2 wins?
It wasn't much. It was maybe like one.
I don't think it was one.
One touchdown.
No,
it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't one.
It was never the play calling. It was never the play calling. It's got everything to do with execution. And if your quarterback is executing like Bryce Young did last year, you can expect to win 1 or 2 games. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, shout out Uncle Quan. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good, fellas?
Nothing much,
What's
man.
up, Quan?
Quan, how's it going?
Nothing much, man. Good to be here, man. Hope
Man,
everybody's doing well.
Quan, talk to these dudes, man. Because they talk to these dudes.
Here come the cavalry. Here come the cavalry.
The whole Bryce debate is literally probably like the most hysterical thing with Panthers fans, man. Look, man, y'all gotta understand with what PPP has been saying in all of these live videos, and the same thing I've been saying as well. Nobody is sitting here trying to put Bryce out to be the perfect quarterback. Nobody trying to persuade y'all on Bryce Young being a good quarterback. That's not even the point. It's the point that y'all are putting the blame all on the quarterback when y'all are failing to look at the entire situation. If you look at it, you had these coaches going back and forth with the play calling range, and they didn't know who they wanted calling the plays. How do you expect a quarterback to develop in a system where you have coaches going back and forth and don't know what they're doing? They don't have a plan. And then y'all talking about he's not going down the field. If you take a look at the film, about 80% of the time, you looking down the field, these guys running like 20 yards down the field, and they're literally being ran with step by step. It's horrible, bro. Like the scheme that we put in, it was just terrible, bro. And again, I'm not making no excuses for Bryce. Bryce definitely had his couple of issues here and there. He had footwork issues. He had times where he held the ball. He created his own sacks. Yes, we do know Bryce have issues. That's what's expected with a rookie. But again, you got to look at everything around him, bro. Like it was terrible. So now moving forward, we really gonna see what he could be, because now you bring in these pieces and there's no more excuses. But I don't know, man.
How Uncle Quan?
Hold on, Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay, get the boo sounds ready now, PPP.
That was beautiful, Quan. That was beautiful. Doug, what's up, Doug?
Get the boo sounds ready. Get the boo sounds ready, PPP.
It was beautiful because
I'm gonna let Andrew go. My bad,
the first
Andrew.
4 games next year, because all we're going to hear next 4 games when we're 0-4 is play calling. That's the mantra. Forget about accepting responsibility because you don't have a quarterback that can execute in the NFL, and blame it on the play calling. That's what I'm saying. Well, how come Jacoby Brissett, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz?
I got a better one for you, Andrew. Me and your great minds think alike.
Indianapolis.
Great minds. Andrew, hold on, Quan. Andrew, great minds think alike. The whole while that Quan was up talking about making excuses for Bryce, the only 2 words that kept coming to my mind was Justin Herbert. Same exact situation. Same issues with the coaching staff, inadequate play call, yet he excelled and is considered one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say this. Greg.
Give me my applause, PPP. Give me my applause. Give me my applause, PPP.
You ain't say nothing for no.
No, mine was concise and short and quick. I just gave the perfect juxtaposition to the point that you made in support of Bryce Young to blow it up. You said that Bryce gets all of the discredit, but yet no one wants to share the blame for the coaching staff and his play call. Justin Herbert had the same ineffective play call. A head coach that got fired.
Who was his receivers?
A head coach that got fired, and yet he excels in the NFL as a throwing quarterback. And you know why? Because he has the arm to do it with.
Who was
He
his
has the arm to
receivers?
do it with.
Red, you hear him talking to you, Red?
Who was
How
his
about, hey,
receivers?
Red.
I mean, I'm only gonna tell you what you want to hear.
No. I asked you what was his receivers.
I'm only
Who was
gonna
he
tell
throwing
you what
to?
you want to hear. So he got one great receiver in that staff. So are you gonna say Adam Thielen wasn't a great receiver that Bryce had?
No, you still didn't answer my question. Who was his receivers? Who was
Keenan
he throwing
Allen.
to?
Keenan Allen.
He had more than Keenan Allen.
He had Keenan Allen. He had Mike Williams. Who else he had?
Mike Williams
Austin
ain't all that, man. Mike
Okay,
Williams
so
ain't
who-
all
who
that.
on this
Stop that,
roster-
Red.
5 games in the last
Mike
3
Williams
years.
ain't all that.
Austin
Mike
Everett.
Williams ain't all that.
Gerald
Who on
Everett.
this roster would simulate anything that Mike Williams or Keenan Allen can do? Not even Adam Thielen himself can do anything that Keenan Allen can do.
No, I give you that. I give you that. And guess why? Same thing I said earlier. The same argument I've been having with other guys, with PPP and them about the changes in my play, in my offensive staff. When you have a quarterback who is capable of hitting those receivers at every level of the field on all type of routes, then you see what looks like an excellent offense. You can't pull the quarterback out and say what he can't do. And I'll give y'all another example that hits closer to home. And that is Andy Dalton in the game that y'all had against Seattle. You had it. Go ahead, Dougie.
When you bring that game up, what is the reason you bringing that game up?
To show you the ineffective quarterbacking that y'all have in Bryce Red,
Get
listen to me.
in the same system.
Listen to me, Red, listen to me. Red, now hold on, Andrew, hold on. I'll make a point. I just want to make a quick point, and I'll shut up. When Andy Dalton had that game, he played against Seattle, right? And Seattle had the worst back four, whatever you want to say, bad passing. They're one of the worst in
Number
passing
28
defense,
to be
correct?
exact.
All right. When Bryce had his best game, he went against who? The Green Bay Packers that had their worst passing defense, correct?
Let PPP tell he had his best game week 1 against us.
Red.
Y'all gotta be paying attention, man.
Hey, Red, you know I'm mad at you too because you know I'm waiting on that call.
Man, I got off work and fell asleep, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. I got off work at 5 o'clock. I woke up when PPP was going over the press conference. I gotta call you though, because I know you're going on base tomorrow, bro.
Yeah. Or you can call me while I'm at base tomorrow. It don't matter.
All right, sound good. But let PPP tell it was week 1 against us.
But Ray, did you hear what I just said though? I'm gonna be, and that is factual. And then like PPP always says, numbers do not lie. Again,
No.
Andy Dalton had that game because first Seattle had people missing in the backfield. Then number 2, they were the worst passing defense early in the year. When Bryce played Green Bay, Bryce played further in the season and played a Green Bay Packers team that was worse in passing defense as well. So what are we comparing?
So let me do this. Let me do this, Quan, because I top it up and I talk with these fellas a lot. This is really my first time just kind of being on with you. So this is what I want to say. Now I get the luxury of coming over here as a troll, right? As a Falcons fan. So I get the luxury of doing that. This is something that y'all fellas have to figure out and hope on for y'all team. All I'm saying, Quan, is this. I actually, if you check me out in spaces during the preseason last year, I actually felt like, and I'll be one of the first to say it, I felt like y'all had the right pick as far as a quarterback. I'm an SEC football fan, so I watched Bryce the whole time play against my Bulldogs, man. I actually felt like y'all had the right quarterback. I probably, just as a novelist, watching y'all's team, I was as surprised as y'all was with the season he had last year. But I think that sometimes you could be too close to the subject matter that you don't get the full perspective of it. And when I listen to the divided fan base, I hear half of y'all who want to blame the coaches, the O-line, the receivers, the halfback, all of that. And it's almost like y'all want to say Bryce was responsible for probably about 10% of that. What I'm saying is, and what I hear Andrew and other people saying is, the quarterback position is way more important than that, than to just try to minimize what you saw last year with this guy. And all I will say is this is my final point, and I'm going to hush and listen to y'all. Man, if it happens a second year in a row, are you gonna blame the coaches again?
Now, right there, Red. Now, moving forward to year 2, this is where everybody's gonna find out who Bryce is. Whatever your stance is, it don't matter.
Right.
Whether you think he a bust or not, we really about to find out. And that's all I'm saying. Like, let's see what he can do with some pieces around him. And they actually went and got these guards. They got Deontay Johnson who can create some separation. They're gonna probably go in the draft. And obviously, they're going in the draft to get a receiver. So at this point, now we can see what Bryce can be. And there is no, you know what I'm saying, no extra bullshit with it. Like, we're not gonna be sitting here, pointing fingers at this and this and that. But now we can see what Bryce Young is gonna be. And I think personally, I do think he can be, decent enough to win us some games. But again, judging off of last year, man, it's kind of, you got to give the man grace because that's
Quan, you being too nice. You need to tell them the film breakdown that we watched. A lot of people saying DJ Chark need to be back. After that, what did we say?
These receivers, look.
What did we say? We said, hell no. Hell no.
I personally hope y'all have Bryce for 5, 6, 7 years. Myself. As a Falcons fan,
look, man. As a Falcons fan, bro,
shit. I hope y'all have him for 6, 7 years.
Listen, as a Panthers fan, bro, I'm tired of going quarterback after quarterback. That's really why I want this shit to pan out, bro. Like, we've been going quarterback.
No, see, Dougie, no.
You know what I mean? So.
Hey, Trucker 49, I can't do that, Trucker 49.
Don't do me like that, bro.
Hey, Trucker 49, Red Swarm is a paid member over here, man. He gonna sit on the stage. Yeah, Trucker 49 said, please don't.
These fellas can't handle a little heated. They can't handle a little good round table, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, man. Swarm pay that money, man.
I think this is my first time talking to you, though, man. So
yeah. And I'm loving it, man.
We all love listening to. We like hearing from Uncle Quan.
Big love, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got big respect for y'all, man. Boy, see Dougie whipped out the. He was up in the war room today, Quan.
Quan, though.
With the official draft board up. I said, damn.
We do this much.
Omar, what's up, Omar?
Yeah, listen, Demetrius. I met Uncle Quan. I met Uncle Quan at Unc's meet and greet. And Uncle Quan, he's the real deal, and he breaks down film as well as anybody. So, I disagree with what he says on Bryce, but I give him a lot of respect because he does know football.
Oh yeah, man. The film breakdown is not. It's like, hey, my film breakdown ain't nowhere near his, man. I got to give him credit on that, man.
Yours is good too. You guys are getting both good, but. Uncle Quan,
his is otherworldly, man.
I love it.
Watching him for a while now.
I love it.
Yeah,
Omar, what's up, man?
I get obsessed watching.
Yo, what's up, PPP? What's up, family?
What up, Omar?
He's wrong as hell, but I still like him.
I just want Andrew to be fair with the blame. That's all I want, man. If you're gonna talk about Bryce,
I've already said
about
that,
everything.
PPP, there's enough blame to go around. I get it.
But you don't give it around. You give it all to Bryce.
No, not all to Bryce. But
PPP,
listen,
don't do that to Andrew. You know doggone well that ain't Andrew. Now don't do that, man.
That's Andrew.
That's Andrew.
What up?
Let me ask you something. Now, let's be honest in the answer. Let's be completely honest with you.
All right.
If the Green Bay Packers are not winning football, and someone asks you, "Hey, what's going on with the Packers?" What are you going to say? I guess Aaron Rodgers ain't doing it this year.
Oh,
that's what everybody says.
Everybody comes to Andrew, a lot of people are blaming the coach too.
Yeah.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is here's where our disagreement came in. PPP.
Okay.
I agree with you a lot over the course of the year. I have. Mm-hmm. When you said if we go 0-4 this year, you said you got the play calling's coming into question. That's where I said, here we go again.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Because it's so fresh, Andrew. That's what I'm saying.
Quarterback accountable.
Well, listen. If we're 0-4 and we're competitive or whatever, that's different. All right. If we're 0-4 and we're not competitive and we're looking at the play calling, because you got to look at things with the eye test, right? Like I said, why would we go why would we be on 3rd and 13 calling a screen pass to Adam Thielen, who's not a quick guy who can't get in and out of those, those blockings. Like it makes
Bryce
no
Young
sense.
last year, well, let's put it this way. Bryce Young last year averaged about 170 yards passing per
Understood.
game. So if we come out 0-4 this year and he's averaging 170 yards per game, get him up the hell out of here and put Andy Dalton or whoever you got in there.
Listen,
I mean,
PPP.
I agree with that, Andrew. If we're seeing like numbers like 200 yards a game, yeah, I'm gonna get impatient. But you know what I mean? That's where this year is where we're gonna have to start seeing that number 1 overall pick type of play. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have to start seeing a little bit more flashes.
Exactly.
We're gonna need to see games where he's averaging at least like
we can't ride with him, Uncle Quan. Uncle Quan, we can't. This organization has a responsibility to its fan base and the rest of the players to try to win games, not to try to prove that we didn't fuck up the CJ Stroud.
We have to win. We have to win. Tepper hasn't had a winning season since we got here. He has to win. That's why Bryce is in a lose-lose position. That's why some people are saying playoffs are bust. And I think those are unrealistic even expectations to put on Bryce. And this is coming from a Bryce hater. To get to the playoffs is crazy. I just want to see improvement. I just want to be able to say, hey, that's my quarterback. I didn't see him put the team on his back and lead us to victories. I haven't seen that yet.
And that's what we agree, Omar. That's what we agree. I'm not going to sit here and put the expectation of a playoff on anybody on this team. Not Canales being a first-year head coach, Bryce being a second year. I'm definitely not going to go playoffs. We got to see some improvement first because this is a brand new scheme. This is going to take some time to get some development. You know what I'm saying? Bryce got to get that timing down with the new receivers. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line got to build a rapport with each other. It's a lot of stuff that go into this entire new regime. So I'm definitely not expecting no playoffs.
I think 7 or 8 wins would be
a great season. 7 to 8 wins is a great season. And that's sad, though, because we were just at 7 wins with Steve Wilkes. That's why I try to say, I think it's on Uncho, like, 7 wins is good coming from 2, but we already were at 7 wins. We were at 7 wins before we got Bryce.
Right. And we got the number 1 pick after that.
Yeah. That's why I don't look at it as an improvement because we already been there. If we get 10 wins now, that's an improvement. That's
PPP, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Because I'm curious. I'm trying to really understand. A couple of times, and I was just sitting here thinking about the comment that you made. You questioned, and now I think I got the grasp on it. You're questioning the play call where you say 3rd and 14, and they throwing a screenplay.
Yeah, on our side of 50.
Okay, so
PVP seen that plenty of times.
So what are you saying about that though? I'm missing. I want to make sure I'm getting your point.
Yeah, it's not a high efficient play on that side of the field with that personnel grouping. So if you're looking for down with that play, you're not getting a first down with that type of play calling with that personnel, man. And then you're doing it on your side of 50.
I'm gonna give up. It's I'm gonna give up play. It's like when John used to run draws.
Right. So when you say you're on your side of the 50, you mean this is not a place to punt the ball, right?
No. 35. You got to put things into context here. Okay. It's not a bad call if you consider you need two downs to get 14 yards. So
no, they're not. No, but that's not the makeup of our scheme, though, Andrew.
I would rather have 4th and 4 than 4th and 14.
And Andrew, I know I love football too. Now I'm not trying to be. I'm not being facetious when I'm asking this. I'm trying to go somewhere with this, because I guess my question then is now. So my next question for you is because you had 2 different coaching staffs and you had 3 different play callers during the year. So which coach was responsible for calling that play?
Who's the 3 different play callers?
You had Thomas Brown, you had Frank Wright, and then the other guy who took over as the interim.
Tabor didn't call plays.
Okay, so just 2. Just 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, Thomas Brown continued to call plays. I forgot. I thought he got fired too. But so the 2 different play callers, who's responsible for that sort of play calling with the same quarterback though?
Yeah, the first one we saw was Frank Wright, and then we started seeing.
So he did it. Yeah, and Thomas Brown was responsible for doing the same thing.
Thomas Brown was responsible for doing the same thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to tell you, I think that's probably a play caller, OC, who realizes what his quarterback is capable and incapable of. And that's why he's got that sort of play call versus hold on. I know that hurts to hear. I know that hurts to hear, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Hold on. I know it hurts to hear, but I'm almost there. Okay, so my point is, I don't think there are many play callers who want to be, especially for a guy who's calling an offense and wants to be a head coach someday, who just has a vanilla, which is all I ever heard in the preseason from y'all, that everything is vanilla. I never saw it get colorful. So what I would say is I would think that they had plays that they wanted to call, but they didn't have and it might have been the line. They couldn't hold up long enough. I'm not saying it wasn't other things, but it looks like you're taking the ball out of the quarterback's hand when you do that.
Red. Check this out. Frank Wright gets fired after the Tennessee game. We go up and we go play Tampa Bay. Now, do you think at that point of the season you're going to have a massive overhaul of the playbook? Yes
Hell yeah. If I was Thomas Brown I came in, hold on. You asked me. If I was Thomas Brown and I realized I've been sitting in the same room with this head coach and we've been working from the same playbook and this and that, I said, what? You let he go to check it out. You know I'm always with some clown shit. Remember the movie Boomerang?
Yeah.
Remember the guy who they let shoot the Strange video?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he said, "Oh, y'all gonna give me complete autonomy? I get to shoot what I want." That's how I would have been if I was Thomas Brown. I was like, "Y'all let me call this shit? Yeah, I'm fixing to show you some exotic play calling."
Hey, okay.
Right there, man.
Yeah,
my bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Quan. Get him, Quan.
That's the thing right there, man. Like, this ain't Madden. You can't just install a whole new
exactly, man.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, these coaches, man, again, they went back and forth with this play calling. Why would you limit your quarterback if you believe he can't do something? Why would you take the play out and just say, "Oh, well, Bryce is not capable of that"? What's the point of drafting a quarterback if you believe he's not capable of making certain throws? So, I don't know, man. That's kind of bullshit. But like for
so Quan, I can tell your level of intellect just from listening to you speak. So what I'm asking you to do is, please, just for me, flip that coin over and see it from what I'm saying. You said, why would you limit your quarterback when you know what he could do? Why would you subject your quarterback to something when you know what he can't do?
And let me hop in here real quick, Ray. You got to look at it like this too as well. So Thomas had already had that playbook when we got our first game against Houston, and then we followed up Houston against the Colts where Bryce looked horrible and threw those 2 pick sixes, right? So Thomas is already kind of in between. Okay, hey, I got to win, but Bryce is not looking good. So then he loses play calling because Frank Wright takes it over on his last, hoorah before he gets fired. After Frank fired, Thomas Brown knew he was fired too. He already knew he was fired. And so at that point, I think Thomas Brown was just trying to call plays to call plays. The only game I saw Thomas Brown, I think, actually try to get the best out of Bryce, or at least keep Bryce maybe at a different, use him differently, is against the Saints.
Now, Omar, you know that's disingenuous because all of us on here are grown men. All of us on here are grown men. Who really, when they want to keep their job or get in line for their next job, is gonna say, "I'm gonna show up to work and not do a damn thing"?
Hey man, that's what he was telling his lady at home. That's all I'm gonna say. If his lady at home knew it and could tweet it out to the world that, hey, we are.
And even more so, if I know that this company is gonna fire me, I'm gonna try to get my resume. I'm gonna ask them to let me do everything I can to build my resume for the next job.
I feel you, Red, but look at it like this. As an opponent of the Panthers, you can go into your next interview. All of our coaches got other jobs after this except Frank Wright. Everybody landed on their feet. You know why?
And that's only because he didn't want one. You're not telling me that Frank Wright don't have a chance to work in this league, man.
You got fired back-to-back years. Nobody wants Frank. Nobody wanted Frank. He got fired.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Trying to get him. Philly wanted to get him as offensive coordinator, but he said he wasn't coming back.
I saw that, Andrew, and I could never confirm or deny that, but I saw that report. I didn't know if it was real or fake because I think their coach came out and
according to Nick Sirianni, it was a serious consideration.
Hey, Red Swan. Now, I'm about to put your whole argument to bed. Now, this is Todd Bowles.
I don't want to hear that lie Todd Bowles show.
No.
We're not
Hey,
worried about
go ahead, get him, PPP.
Yeah. I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you what he said. Let me mute my bike.
You gonna bring up an opponent's head coach video to try to make this guy look good? Come on, man. But go ahead. I know the video. I know it.
What are the challenges facing an interim coach who steps into his first game as kind of taking over the Panthers? Is it kind of like a wild card that you don't know what to expect from this team?
Not really. I mean, you can't revamp your team in a week, you know. And Chris is a great coach. He's been a great special teams coach. He'll be a good head coach. You can't revamp your team in a week, so you concentrate on the scheme. I'm sure they'll tweak some things, but we got to worry about the things we can correct ourselves and then go out and play them and see what happens.
All right,
well
Red.
Said. Well said.
Red.
Well said.
And listen, you got to think about this now. When we played the Bucks, this game right here, I think we was going into the 3-week stretch of NFC South. We only had like 6 games left. So you're saying revamp or change up the
I
playbook?
tell you sometime. I ain't got no problem giving y'all brothers credit where it's due when your point is a better point than mine. Y'all said, hey, it was too short notice to just. Hey, I'm giving it to y'all. I agree with you. I agree with you now. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah.
Hey, PPP, I gotta hop off, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, I appreciate you, Quan.
Uncle Quan, boy, I enjoyed chopping it up with you, man.
Oh yeah, we gotta do this again.
I told Dougie I'm gonna be over on the show. Don't sweat it, bro. I'm gonna be over there to check y'all boys out.
Definitely pull up, man. I'll catch
Hey,
y'all
Quan.
on
Hey, Quan, real quick. Quan, go ahead and shout out your channel real quick, man, for the people.
Oh yeah, you can find me over at the Panthers Experience, Uncle Quan, man. I do a lot of film breakdowns, on the ground work, man. A lot of vlogs and stuff like that over there. So y'all head on over to the channel, say what's up, man. Let me know that PPP sent you and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, it's up from here.
Yes, I can get a little kickback. All right, Quan, you have a good one, man.
All right,
one love,
fellas.
Uncle Quan, are you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, let me ask you one question before you go.
What's up, Andrew?
I watched you break down Dave Canales. So my question to you is, are you happy that Dave Canales is calling the plays?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm happy with it. I mean, I'm just a spectator like everybody else, but I mean, as far as my opinion on that, yeah, I'm happy with it because I've looked at what his philosophy is, and I've heard what his philosophy is with like interviews and stuff. So I trust him. But I mean, it's up to him to maintain that trust.
PPP, play the applause. Play the applause.
But I do.
Andrew said he want his too.
I also
I want mine too, PPP.
Okay. There you go.
But I do understand though, like where PPP coming from. It is like a little bit of PTSD because we've been going back and forth with the play calling just last season. But
I agree.
It's a different
There's
situation.
reason for concern. I get
it. Yeah, we'll be all right, man. I hope we will.
Yeah. All right, Quan. Appreciate you, man.
All right, fellas.
One love, Quan.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and listen, I know I had to go to the extreme of pulling up old Todd Bowles, interviews, but I mean,
you like to scare me with that ugly motherfucker, man. I'm trying to tell you, boy. I don't want to run into that brother in the alley at the night, man. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, he look like wet mud, don't he? Yeah. No, I mean, but
hey, listen, it's okay.
Go ahead, Andrew.
In my opinion, PPP. No, I'm just saying it's okay because in my opinion, I think Todd Bowles is one of the best coaches in the league. That's how I feel.
Okay, hold on, Andrew. That's what I was about to ask PPP about that. Why would you say, or what reasoning gives you that, Andrew? Only reason why I asked that is because when he was with the New York Jets, what happened?
Talk to him, T. Dougie.
I mean, it's just, Andrew could be right from here when he has to say that. Say that again, Andrew.
Okay, the reason I say that is he's won 3 division titles, and not only that, he lost Tom Brady and got a quarterback that was broke down and had nowhere to go. Went in on a $3 or $4 million contract and won the division. Now, so any other head coach would do that. They'd call him a guru.
Okay, so Andrew, this is a 2-parter. I agree with you with the division. The question that I have: did Todd Bowles fix Baker Mayfield, or did Dave Canales fits Baker Mayfield? And again, you're not. I just want to know why not allude to what he did in New York.
Okay, well, to answer your question, and this
Yes,
is
sir.
coming from not me, coming
Mhm.
from Baker Mayfield.
Mhm.
When Baker Mayfield picked Tampa, because him and his wife decided where they wanted to go, and they contacted the Buccaneers. And the reason he contacted the Buccaneers first and foremost was because of his relationship with Todd Bowles. When
Correct.
he was being recruited out of OU, Todd Bowles, according to Baker, was the nicest, most impressed with him, and thought he would go places. So that's why he went with the Buccaneers. So I can only answer it from what Baker said, that Todd Bowles was the reason he went to Tampa.
Got you. Okay. Like I said, I mean, that's your opinion. And who am I to say, Andrew, your opinion is wrong? Only thing I feel about Todd Bowles, I think a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is he's a good head coach, but it's a fact that Baker wanted to go play for him. That's been established.
And I honestly think, this is me personally on this one, I think he wanted to come into the division because he felt like he was done wrong, or he was the scapegoat when he played at Carolina. Then he got traded to the Rams. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's me personally, because
I'm sure there's all kinds of. I'm sure, Doug, there's all kinds of scenarios out there why he would do his career path would be the way it is. But
Well,
there's
and
no
again,
doubt.
too, Dougie, you got to think about this: that a lot of quarterbacks, given a chance, want to play for an NFC South team because they think that's their easiest path to the playoffs.
Red.
Yeah.
There you go, Red. That's where I was
Yeah.
getting at. Because again, that's where I brought up the point. I even think the Rams may have wanted him in a backup, but he didn't want to back up Matthew Stafford because, again, Baker does think he is a starting quarterback, which we saw him play this past year. He just needed a better opportunity and a coaching staff that believed in him. He had an offensive coordinator and Dave Canales that believed in him. And again, like we say, the NFC South is such a toss-up. You can flip a coin, and if it hits tails, that particular team has a 50-50 chance of winning.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm for him. There's no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can't get $100 million contract playing back up to Matthew Stafford, though.
Yes, no, that's a fact, Ray. But
true.
I'm saying I do think the Rams wanted him back, but again, like Andrew said, he reached out to Todd Bowles, and I think he knew that he had opportunity to come in and compete with Trash to be. That's it. I hope I didn't call him Trash, but I think his name is Trash.
It's Kyle Trask. You're
Trask.
right. You're 100% right. He
Yeah,
wanted to start, and he knew
Yeah.
that if he played behind Matthew Stafford, it would be 2 more years at least.
Correct.
So I think that he looked at the whole picture and said, Tampa's Tom Brady's retiring. They got Kyle Trask. He probably figured I can beat Kyle Trask out, and that's where I want to go.
And again, I think, and Andrew, you asked Quan this question about the offensive play calling with Dave. I really think if we really be honest about it and go forward and look for it, I mean, just really be honest. Just look what he was able to do with Russell, what he was able to do with Geno, and look what he was able to do with Baker. Again, the one thing that I love what Dave Canales saying is the first thing he wanted to work with Bryce was his footwork. If your quarterback has bad footwork, that's number one. You have to have great footwork in a quarterback. And we said it. I've heard PPP say it, and I definitely heard you, Andrew, say it. His footwork was terrible throughout the year.
Yeah.
It was never consistent. Never consistent.
No.
So,
and if you go back and look at the film, and to PPP's point, he's right. Bryce didn't get a lot of help from this offense. Let's be honest about it. The offensive line up to snuff. The receiver, for the most part, didn't have a good start to the season. But I remember on Unk's channel after Bryce started the season, I think he was 0-3. And there was a guy on there, I can't remember his name. He called in and he was saying it was separation. And we knew Andy Dalton was going to start. And I told him, I said, I said, let me tell you something. separation will not be the issue this weekend. And he wanted to bet me $250 because I told him that Dalton would throw for 250 yards. And he told me there's no way. I'll bet you $250. I didn't take it because I normally don't bet on sports. I bet I'm a gambler. I go to Vegas a lot, but I don't play sports. And I didn't take that bet. But the reason I threw it out there was because we knew we had a veteran quarterback who was going to throw the receivers open. Okay. And that's exactly what happened. You can make the argument about Seattle's pass defense all you want, but the thing is they finished 22nd in the league in pass defense, not 32nd. Okay. So they weren't great and they weren't good, but they were average. So I knew that Bryce Young, and it was because, yes, he's a rookie, and B, I think he got I really think he got shell-shocked in game one from Jesse Bates. I think that shell-shocked him, you guys. I think it shook him up a lot because you got to remember where he came from. He came from.
That's what I wanted to ask. That's what I wanted to ask. That's what I wanted to Andrew. That's what I wanted to ask Dougie because it was interesting the point that you just made. You said that Canales is going to work with Bryce on his feet, right?
That's what he said. He came out and said the number one.
But you said that you noticed Bryce had bad footwork, right?
Oh, you can see it on tape.
So let me ask you. I know you scouted him at Alabama. Did he have bad footwork with the Crimson Tide?
Yes, he did.
It didn't stick out. Listen, Red Swarm, it didn't stick out like it does now.
Okay.
But Andrew, when he asked that question, when you be honest, like you just said, Andrew, it didn't stick out. But if you do go back and see it, you are correct, Red. You are correct.
Yeah.
You're
correct.
This is a make or break year, you guys, for Bryce.
Oh yes, most
because
definitely.
That's why Canales was hired, because Tepper, and I'm sure Dan Morgan had something to say about it. They said he's worth another year. If he doesn't show up this year, we got to move on. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like this. If Bryce Young doesn't pan out this year, they're going to bring in competition for him definitely next year.
PPP. Did you listen to the press conference, all of it? I know you were playing it back on your podcast, but Dougie, tell him that the OC was talking about scouting other quarterbacks now.
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah. I heard that, Red. I heard that.
Yeah. He said that Will Herringer has been going through the list of all the quarterbacks.
I don't think they're gonna put it off till next year, PPP.
No. Yeah, I mean,
right. And the reason I say that is Dave Canales said the same thing a couple weeks ago, and now Itzhak has said it too. So they got their confidence in Bryce, but what they're saying is they're not going to ride with him for 17 games.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't ride with him for 17 games. If he's trash, no, you don't ride with him. I told you, I give Bryce Young 6 games. 6 games. If he goes 4-2, okay. 3-3, all right. Anything less than 3-3? Nah.
But PPP, all they've got to do is access to themselves. Is this the quarterback we drafted? Now they could go 2-4. And let's say out of those 4 games, he's averaging 300 yards a throw. Like last year in Tampa, when Tampa came out the gate 3-1, then they went to 3-7. But you know why they stuck with Baker? They stuck with Baker because in all those games they lost, he was throwing close to 300 yards per game.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm cool with that.
It's not the quarterback. It's not.
And they had the worst run game in the NFL at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was other things that needed to be fixed.
He could survive. But what I'm saying, if he comes out and they go 0-4 and he's throwing for 170 yards, that's it. That's it.
Well, the only reason why I say 6 games is because this is my assumption. The first game 1, that's really almost still like a preseason game. You don't really get a real game until like after the second half when you do adjustments. So that's when you really know. Yeah. That's when you really know how the team is going to really play after they make the adjustments week 1. So week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, That's the totality of what I feel. At least that's 5 games in totality with a half game at the first
That
game.
ain't what I heard last year, PPP. That
What
ain't
you
what
heard?
I heard last year.
What you heard?
I heard you saying last year that y'all was gonna beat us in week 1 and later in the season. I ain't hear nothing about no slow start. I ain't hear nothing about no, wait and see, reassess. I didn't hear that, Andrew. I didn't.
But Red, what PPP's saying is correct. But remember, we're not talking about a rookie anymore. We're talking about a veteran.
Facts.
So he needs to come into game 1 without saying, I've got to develop.
But no.
He's had 16 games in the NFL. If he's not developed by now, he's not going to develop.
I'm not talking about. Listen, I'm not talking about Bryce Young individually. I'm talking about team regardless. Like the first week 1 game, quarter 1, quarter 2. That's still, in my opinion, still preseason stuff because you don't know what the other team has done. All you've seen is one series of the ones play in a preseason game, probably week 3 of the preseason. You don't know what they're going to do.
It's vanilla. Let's be honest.
Vanilla, yeah.
But only thing I would say with this, we were still vanilla going all the way through the season almost.
Hello. The only time that I saw us really not be vanilla is the first 2 quarters of the Dolphins game.
What do you mean when you're saying vanilla and you were vanilla all season? I don't understand that.
Play calling, Red. When you can figure out what you're going to do, or it's very predictable. Vanilla play calling.
So you're saying it wasn't complex?
The wide receiver routes. I've been to games in person. You can see if you're playing Madden, and I hate saying that because I'm not a coach. But if I'm playing Madden, I'm not going to have 3 people on one side and only have 1 wide receiver to the field, and then they're running in the same exact area where I'm supposed to throw the ball. Doesn't make sense. Prime example is
I could go with y'all, man, because it's not my team. But I would even say as a Bryce Young hater, like my man, what's my man name who's on here earlier with us, man? Omar, yeah. He said he admittedly is a Bryce Young hater. I could understand how frustrating that is to hear y'all keep saying that. Now, if you say that the play call was vanilla all season long and you weren't intentionally trying to tank, I don't understand that.
Red, let me ask you this question.
I don't understand that. If you cannot bring yourself to admit that they didn't have the personnel to be able to execute, so you kept it vanilla.
Hey,
y'all returned largely the same team.
Red, I'll give you an example. And I actually wish Quan was still up here. When we went to the New Orleans Saints game, it was a particular play where it was a lot of Saints fans at that game. The Saints fans literally said, why do y'all keep having wide receivers on one side of the field and not spreading them out? And I'm not making.
And you don't think it has nothing to do with the quarterback?
No,
okay,
that's
Red. Did you hear what again? I'll repeat what I just said, Red. The New Orleans Saints fans asked us, and they're trolling us. Why do y'all have 3 receivers in the same vicinity or in the same throwing lanes or area where it's only 1 receiver on the opposite side?
I'll try it one more time. If it's something that's that obvious that even the opponent can see it in the game, and I ain't talking about the team and coaches who get paid millions of dollars to scheme this, but fans can see it, you don't ask yourself, can my quarterback not operate an offense that can be unpredictable? Because it all starts and ends with the quarterback, Dougie.
No, it does not.
Okay.
It starts with coaching. It ends with the quarterback. Red, real quick. Look at this.
So no. PPP. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna tell you this. When you name me one coach that makes as much as Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Justin Herbert, and Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, then I will accept that.
Yo, Red, let me ask you a question real quick before I show you
blank
this.
period. It's a business.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Do the play come in from the offensive coordinator or does the play come in from the quarterback?
Well, when Peyton Manning was playing and Tom Brady, I wonder.
But that's that.
So what you're saying?
Hold on, Andrew. Hold on, Andrew.
Every
Hold
successful
on, Andrew.
play is because of the play calling. Has
Hold on,
nothing to do with individual
hold on, Andrew.
talent.
Hold on, Andrew. This is what. No, I'm trying to get red on this. Starts with the quarterback, ends with the quarterback. Does the quarterback call the plays? Does the quarterback put together the play sheet? Yes or no?
So you know what? You want to jump all over me, but I'm gonna give you
Yes
the
or
answer
no?
that you want, but only after I answer it the way that I want to. When I watched Hard Knocks last year, I saw Aaron Rodgers working with the offensive coordinator to develop plays.
Now that's the truth.
So now what I'm going to say is, of course, the coaches call the plays for the team to execute.
Okay. So does it start with the coach
And they don't call it,
Does
in to the tight end or the center.
Dude, look, that's what I'm asking you is, do it start with the head coach? Yes or no?
Sometimes it starts with David Tepper.
Oh, see, all right.
I can't
PPP. Hold on. PP, let me say this. I gotta get off. I gotta go to base tomorrow. When Red said
I'm gonna
that,
call you my boy.
All right.
See,
Red,
that,
you know I gotta go on that one.
You know what I was going. You know I wasn't gonna let him go like that.
Red, when you said that, I gotta go.
All right,
What you
Dougie,
got,
all right,
PPP?
man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, Red. Yeah, hey, Quan, you see he dodging it. He dodging that question.
Man, I mean, why you want me to answer the obvious? That ain't even the point, though. That ain't the point, PPP. All right, PPP, so we can move forward. It comes from the head coach.
Okay, so don't say things like it starts with the quarterback, ends with the quarterback, because that's not true. It starts with the coach.
You're making the assumption that every play that the coach calls is going to be successful. It's got something to do with the people executing it, PPP. If they're not capable or they're failing at executing the play, you can't blame it on the play.
You guys are missing the point. Okay, real quick, before we go, Red. before I hit play on this play, can you see?
I
this
love
play?
you, bro. I see it.
You can see it. What do you think?
Is this interception?
What do you hold on? What do you guys on offense? What do you think you guys are going to do right here on this play?
Let me see from the set that we got. Okay. I think this is probably a pass in the middle of the field towards the end zone to Kyle Pitts or to the wide side to Drake London.
Okay, all right. You think it's gonna be a pass? Let's play it real quick. Okay, so you thought it was gonna be a pass, right?
Yeah. What was the down and distance?
I don't know what the down and distance was, but here's the thing: you thought. Now look at this set.
Yeah.
Look at this set. You got double motion happening right now.
Yeah.
Now you thought pre-snap this was gonna be a pass play.
Yeah.
Okay. What Dougie was trying to allude to was before we even get into the play, everybody in the stands know what we're about to do. And I'm gonna prove it to you. All I gotta do, I ain't gotta pick no specific play.
Okay. I like your example. You help me out. I see what you're saying. You're saying. Yeah, whether he could throw it 14 yards or not, then you're telegraphing run, and you in the set that you're in means all you can do is run.
Let me ask you this question.
You can't be multiple. I get what you're saying.
Looking at this right here, what you think we about to do?
Oh, this is a run play.
You sure? Let's see. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is pick any play, and I guarantee you're gonna have a high percentage of knowing what we're gonna do pre-snap before we even do it. I guarantee you. Let me just pick a play. Boom. Let's pick this one right here. All right, we got Bryce. Where Bryce at? Bryce in the shotgun.
I can't tell what you're doing in this one now.
You can't tell what we're doing. I believe for a fact this is probably
your argument is that Atlanta should fear the pass.
I believe this is either going to be a screen or this is going to be a run.
He don't want to answer that, Andrew.
No, what he said. What Andrew said? What you say, Andrew? I
said you're making the assumption that it was the wrong call because Atlanta should fear the pass from Bryce, and they don't fear the pass. Hence the single back safety.
All right, let's go to it real quick. Okay, actually play action. All right, let's back up. I just want to see this play from its totality real quick. I just want to see this play real quick.
He had
a
lot of time with the ball in his hands.
All right. We got one down here, one right here in the slot. You got Icky battling. All right, boom. All right, let's see. You got one open right here across the middle. This is after the Jason Bates interception. All right, we got one that's in a QB sneak right here, or he's viewing the quarterback. All right, let's keep going. Boom. What's open?
The receiver, the halfback coming out into the flat potentially.
Right here.
Adam Thielen is making move to come back to the ball.
Okay, but he got one. He got a guy right here. Let's go a little more.
And Bryce is actually looking at Thielen at first.
Now Bryce to me is looking at this deep one right here.
Go back about 2 seconds, about 2 clicks. He was looking at Thielen at first.
Okay, I can't go back. It's on the
and I think whoever that is checking Thielen took it away. Watch his head. You'll see him looking at Thielen first. See him?
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes off of him.
But
I mean, that looks like a good defensive play.
A good defensive play, and that's what we saw. So listen, in anybody else's shoes, if this was Bryce, I mean, this wasn't Bryce, and
now,
he did throw the ball.
Hold on, PPP.
What's up?
This is later in the play. Bryce is coming wide open. He has beat the pass rush on him. Look at him where he is. Look at where Bryce is. Put your circle on Bryce. No. You see, you let it go forward. You let it go forward. Yeah, back up. Oh, start it over.
You talking about right here?
Something. Oh, I'm talking about before he came back, though.
Okay. All right. Let me see what.
Yeah, PPP. You shouldn't use this play.
Let me see what Red sees.
Pause it. You need the other angle because you can only see Bryce right now.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we need all 22 angles. Pause it.
Yeah.
Look, who is this right here on the nearly at the 40 right now?
Right here?
Yeah.
I think that's TMJ if I'm not mistaken.
All right. He got the defender beat right now.
Okay.
He got the defender beat. Look at Bryce coming over to this side. Bryce is coming over to his side with the ball.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Bryce up here. Bryce is right here.
Why can't Bryce throw that over the top for a touchdown?
Okay, let's play it real quick. Oh, yeah, he got his hands up. God dang, Red.
That means I got him.
God dang, Red. God dang, Red.
You better not let Hump see this.
He's beat big time.
He had him beat. And you know when a receiver throws his hand up like that, he's saying, I'm gone. I got him.
God dang. Yo, Trucker 49, was that you that just sent me that Cash App? Let me know. I'll make you a mod right now. Let me know if that was you, man.
Yeah, man, PPP. I didn't even see that, man.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. But you know what, man? I mean, it makes God dang, man.
Yeah, that's one of your touchdowns. That's one of your touchdowns right there, PPP.
But
yeah,
see, Demetrius, those are the things that Canales can help him improve on.
Right,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
those are the things that he's going to teach him, and you can believe that they've gone over this film fucking ad nauseum.
Yeah,
They've gone over this film.
That's a fact.
We have. And they're going like, hey, Bryce, check it. You know, they're showing him what, if he just look down the field, go through his progressions. But that's why I say he got shook up in that first game. I think he got a little trigger happy. He was just trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
And we missed some opportunities.
Yeah. Hey, Truck, I'm about to make you a mod right now, man. Yeah, you pay for yours. Let me see. Can manage block words, change chat mode live. Also can be standard.
Oh, Lord Jesus, PPP. This is worse than I thought. One defender fell down, and you got a man open in the middle of the field.
All right. We're gonna cut that goddamn.
Yeah.
I just saw him, Greg.
Turn that off.
You see that, Andrew? Yeah.
He's standing there combing his hair wide open.
Yeah.
God,
Yes, he
turn
was.
that off. Turn
Oh
that
my
off.
God. Yeah, PPP, turn that off, bro. Turn that off, man. You gonna have Quan cussing me out. You gonna be like, PPP, turn that shit off, man.
Oh man. Yeah. Hey, Trucker, was that you said that was you, Roadmaster, or was that you said that was you, Roadmaster, or was that Trucker 49 that sent me that cash app for the wrench? I went ahead and I made okay, that was Trucker. Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, he wanna throw me off the channel. That's what he wanna do, man. I already know Roadmaster. I already know.
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing no blocking or none of that stuff, man. Yeah, we ain't doing that.
I already know, Trucker.
Yeah. But fellas, man, it's late. I'm about to go ahead and shut it on.
Yes, sir,
down.
man.
I'll be working in the morning, man. But I appreciate you guys, man. Andrew,
Me too,
always
man.
my
Me
brother.
too.
Yes,
Always like sparring with Andrew, man.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure with both of you guys, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You stand on business. I like that. And let me tell you about a nightmare I had the other night.
Okay.
I was sound asleep, and it was me and Ugg sitting at a dinner table, and you and Kitwan were feeding us crow.
Oh, Jesus.
So I got to tell you, I'm hoping that dream comes true. I would love nothing more than to see Bryce be successful.
Yeah.
I really would. But we got a lot of work to do before we get there, brother.
Word. Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now. What the heck? Bet I feel you. Let's see. Yeah, my comment didn't go through. I hope nobody ain't doing nothing behind the scenes on my channel.
Oh man.
Yeah, hey, I'll make everybody not a mod.
Okay. Dump everything,
wrench,
huh?
I'll take every wrench that's known to man on this channel. Yeah.
You can't do that to the host and the owner. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. But I will say this, man. I enjoy sparring with you guys, man. It makes you
Same
sharp.
here. Same here. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Man.
Andrew, as always, man. One love, brother.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Y'all be good, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for another show. Yes, sir. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Andrew, you have a good night, man. This is your boy Demetrius with the PPP Panthers Prime Podcast. You know what time it is. Let's go.